Perfect Air Podcast episode 287, Lamar Hook.
Yes. Well, Joe, this was a movie that really came up on our radar. It's a classic. It's with Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman and Steven Spielberg. We're just joking. No,
Yeah,
that is
no.
not this movie at all. It is,
Unfortunately, no.
yeah, well, shout out to them, Steven Spielberg, and rest in peace to Robin Williams. But no, this is the another ruining of childhoods, bringing back Hook, the famous villain of Peter Pan, and how he goes.
Kind of.
Just wait a minute, let me get through it. Basically, he goes and goes on a killing spree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Lamar, we'll start where we always start. What did you think of the story?
Ugh. So, of course, this is taking away from the Peter Pan lore. It starts with Wendy.
Yeah.
Wendy gets in a bad relationship with what's his name? James.
James Hook.
James Hook. He's abusive, he's mean, and he's on pixie dust. He's on the drugs, Joe. And to get away from him, Wendy ends up with Peter, who's not magical at all. He's just Peter. Yeah, that's it. And so they get in the scuffle. Peter gets his leg hurt. James gets his arm cut off, of course. And we think that's the end of it because apparently the cops come and apprehend James Hook. And then 18 years later, they have a daughter. And then the truth comes out. Wendy got pregnant by James, and this is revealed in one of the worst family tree reveals ever. This thing was on like freaking like pirate paper. Maybe that's to fit with the story. And they have to tell their daughter that James Hook is her father right before she goes off into the woods with her friends to celebrate her 18th birthday. But then she is followed by James Hook as he goes out to carry out his revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's I wouldn't even call it like a modern retelling of the story. It's
Oh
like
God, no.
they just use the characters basically, like the character names basically.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily be mad at this if it was more of a modern retelling of the story, but it was not that. What are you giving it for story, Labar? Like, what do you feel about it? I don't know.
0.
Yeah, I agree. 0 points for story.
Yeah.
Well, Lamar, our next category is what do we think of the characters?
Well, Wendy is, she tries to get over this, but and her parents, they try to be good parents, even though they lied to their daughter for 18 years. Sometimes you got to lie to your kids, Joe. But
Yeah.
her friends, most of them kind of suck. Like,
Yeah.
one is an alcoholic, two of them, they're lovers, but they're always doing OnlyFans stuff. That's all they do. Another one comes by, she's dealing with a hangover, and so she only has two other friends, one of them that unfortunately spilled the beans about the truth about her dad, and then the other one who planned this whole thing. And they're just all kind of annoying. Like they don't really do anything significant, but just get killed. Yeah.
I mean, the characters kind of like you said, they're dumb. They're kind of bland, I guess. But once it goes back to the first problem, they didn't utilize the origin story where this is all coming. You know what they should have done? Like Hook is like terrorizing a town, and then Peter, he's like, man, I had a confrontation with him at one point. We got to stop him, but I need some backup. And he gets like a biker gang that's called like the Lost Boys with like a Z or something, like it's like, these are my old pals or something. Like spruce it up, make it cool or something.
Yeah,
Uh, I'll give it a 0 for characters, Lamar.
I'm right there with you.
Well, our next category, Lamar, is what do we think of the kills and special effects?
The kills were very lazy in this. Like,
Lazy,
what would you say, Joe?
uninspired.
Oh, hey, he has a hook, so he hooks people.
No, that's not all he did. Well, he tried to burn a woman up in the sauna. That when they shot it from some angles, it looked like it was open, and then it was closed.
Well, Joe, for some reason he couldn't go in there and just stab her
Well,
to
it's
make
more
sure
fun
she's dead,
to burn her up, maybe. I don't know.
but it didn't work.
Well, you would think that the sauna has some kind of safeguard for that to begin with. He, yeah, he pretty much just hooked. Did he do anything else other than hook people that you can remember?
No. That's it.
Well, I mean, if you got a hook, you might as well hook people, no? I was hoping like maybe he would like use the hook to like come down like a cord, like a like
Something.
you
Something.
know.
Yeah.
Would he give it for kills and effects, Lamar?
0.
Well, Lamar, our next category is the use of the Neverland gimmick.
They mentioned Hook, Wendy, and Peter Pan and Pixie Dust.
The pixie dust. Was that his whole goal, just to get her to do pixie dust with him? Did he want anything else other than that?
No. He wanted to be a family again, Joe.
But he wanted them to do the pixie dust though.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like once again, going back to the gimmick of the thing, like they maybe should have just set up more of a background between him and Peter being rivals instead of just he stole my
Ugh.
woman.
That's it.
And
Yeah, he
now I'm
stole my
pissed.
woman.
And I want
Yeah.
to do pixie dust.
Pixie Dust, I mean, it's a fun thing, but they really
Yeah.
don't do that much with it.
No. Was there any character like they didn't incorporate like the Tinkerbell character at all? That would have been a funny thing too. Like just some random woman or something. Like they didn't really use, like you said, they just used the names and that he has a hook. Well, I'm gonna give it 0 points for gimmick, Lamar.
I'll be nice. 0.5.
Really? Okay. Trying to
That
save the
Pixie
movie.
Dust is being nice, man.
Okay. Well, our
Yeah.
last category, Lamar, is sequel potential.
No.
No?
No. It's just
Return?
no.
The hook returns?
No.
No?
No. No. I've already been nice. I've already just tried to give you something. It's nothing because okay, we watched what Popeye's Revenge
Yeah.
last week. You could build on that. This there's
Can't build on
nothing.
it?
Like what?
Well, what if they go back in time, Lamar? And
You really want to waste back in time on this? You want to really waste a trip back in time for this? Think about it, Joe.
I'm thinking about it. Should I not waste my back in time on
I'm
it?
just I'm just giving my own opinion. When you use going back in time, it's for something that's very significant. I don't think this is significant enough.
Fine.
Hey,
Well, I give it 0 points for sequel potential.
yeah,
What are you
boy,
gonna
I
say?
tell you, oof, man.
Well, Lamar, we've tallied the score, and this movie gets a 0.25 out of 5, a quarter of a point. Is this our lowest score ever?
I think it is. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you can be like, well, it was shot decent, but it's like it's just a slog to get through because there's nothing.
Yeah, for me, it's just the biggest problem is they didn't utilize the premise at all.
No, they
It was
didn't.
like just use the names, like, and a little bit of like he has a hook, and that's it.
Yeah.
When there's so much stuff you could have done with it, like I said, Lost Boys, something.
Yeah. You mentioned Tinkerbell. That would have been cool.
Yeah. Well, does that wrap it up then, Lamar?
It does.
Peace.
Deuces.